The pounding throughout the labyrinth alerts you to a presence. Behind you stands a man beast with an axe ready to remove you from its domain. Hello and welcome to Harvesting Monsters. Today we're going to be talking about the Minotaur. Now, Minotaurs are a lot easier than the fire elementals that I did in the last video. They're pretty simple. They only have really two abilities that we need to be concerned about when it comes to making magical items. The powerful charge, which basically increases damage when they do the charge action, and natural cunning, which makes them immune to the maze spell. A very fitting ability for a creature that haunts the labyrinth. Alright, so we're going to decide on its drops and then create a magical item that you can make with this creature's items. Now, I went through and thought of a bunch of different things to add on to it, but I came down to these 5. So let's get our handy dandy 2x4 chart. So it goes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're going to put nothing and roll twice more. For this creature, we're going to think about some important things. Now, the most prominent feature on the Minotaur, I would say, is its horn. So we're going to put that at the very top. Horns can be used for medical things. They can be turned into drinking containers. They can be turned into a musical device. So each Minotaur should have like a die 2 because they have 2 horns. If your Minotaurs have more than 2 horns, then you're going to change this number. But we're going to make them priced at 50 GP each. Minotaurs are a CR4, so it's a little bit easy. It's also kind of a mundane item. And then we're going to look at the other things that I could get. So a great axe. Now, I'm going to teach another way we can kind of do some randomization. This makes it pretty easy to scale. This is called the 3-2-1 scale. So we roll a die 6, and then on 1 through 3, it's mundane. On a 4 and 5, it is masterwork. On a 6, it is magical. So we create more variants so that not every Minotaur has the same item. You might want to do this before combat, and they might be always able to pick it up, which is probably why you want to put this here. But if you roll this beforehand and you know beforehand what they have, this is a great way. Minotaurs do have a gore attack and they do have a slam attack, so they don't always need a great axe. But if they do, you put it here. I don't like to give out weapons willy-nilly to my players, so that's why I kind of roll beforehand, because sometimes just Minotaur goring them is good enough. Because of that natural cunning ability, I feel like Minotaur's brains are actually going to be pretty valuable. So I'm actually going to put that at 7. And as an alchemical reagent, I'm going to say 200 GP, just flat. And then we have 2 other things. The unholy symbol. In Pathfinder lore, Minotaurs are creatures of the demon Baphomet. I don't really use this because Baphomet means something else to me. So I don't like to get those kind of things mixed up. But I do feel like Minotaurs are these creations. They were created by a spiteful Zeus. So I think there is some strong religious connection to the Minotaur. So give them an unholy symbol. And we're going to use kind of the same trick that we just learned with the Great Axe, except this is going to be a 4-3-2-1 chart. So it's going to be 1 through 4 is a wooden unholy symbol. A 5 through 7 is a silver. A 8 through 9 is gold. If you want to figure out how much a gold holy symbol is, it's just 10 times the cost of a silver one. So 25 gold pieces, 250 gold pieces. And then maybe a magical on a 10. So maybe it can cast like Bane once per day. Maybe it acts like an amulet of Mighty Fist and gives +1 to natural attacks. So go wild with that one. If they roll a 6 and then you roll a 10, use that. This is also why it's kind of nice to roll beforehand, because then you can add more interesting flavors to your Minotaur. Alright, next is the last one, and I put down hooves. I put down hooves because I haven't really had anything besides the horns for the powerful charge. I've been kind of focusing on more of its intellectual parts. Hooves. Alright, so obviously they have 1 die 2. And the hooves probably pay 10 GP each. Real cheap. Not very valuable. So, hooves. Used for a powerful charge. Maybe even like movement. Maybe if you use the hooves in a magic item, it can give you like an expeditious retreat or a long strider ability. Great axe, it's its own thing. Horns, powerful charge. Maybe strength power. It can also be turned into maybe something medicinal. Maybe the Minotaur horns are for vitality. Maybe it's a healing potion or a constitution potion. Brains, natural cunning. Obviously, no direction. Resistance to teleportation spells. And that's actually going to lead us right into the magic item that I made for you guys. So, this magical item is called the Circulative Direction. Now, the Circulative Direction, super cool. Super simple, though. I like it because I feel like level 0 spells are not used enough. Guidance is a level 0 spell that just gives +1, and like people look at that. But what about no direction? Part of it's a druid and a bard spell, so it doesn't see as much play as like cleric, orisons, or wizard cantrips. So no direction constants. And that's actually going to be really powerful. If you're looking for a game where a player just get lost, this is not going to be the item that you want to put into your game. Because being able to know which direction is north all the time kind of eliminates a lot of the stress of getting lost. And then I'm also going to give a +2 on saves, bursts, teleportation. So anything with the teleportation subtype, like Maze, you get a +2 save against. Alright, so let's break down the formulas. So, for level 0 spells, you use 1/2 as the spell level, not 0, because if you multiply that, you would get 0. Times caster level 1, because you can't have a 0 level caster spell, or a 1/2 level cast. Times 2,000, because it's constant, and then it's instantaneous. So you only know for 1 round, so we have to multiply it by 4. And then we have the +2 on saves, so that's going to be 2,000, or 2 times 2 squared times 1,000. So that's going to be 4,000. But it's super limited, so let's divide that by 0.33. Alright, so let's calculate all this out, and I'll be right back with the results. Alright, now, the saves against teleportation, I would argue those are different abilities. They're kind of related to direction, but not enough for me to feel like giving it a distant count. So you know what that means? We have to multiply by 1.5. And that's going to actually come out to be 5,980 GP. So, pretty low tier item. Doesn't give a lot. And saves against teleportations are actually not going to come in super often. Because, well, most teleportation spells are pretty low. But I think that's kind of balanced out by the players always knowing which way is north and allowing for exploration to go pretty smoothly. I feel like this item is really cool because it could be decorated in the style of like a Minotaur horned helm. Could be very intimidating. You could even use like that septum ring that you can see in the art, and add that in for another effect. But I think this is a nice, interesting item that you would not expect to make from a Minotaur. It's kind of playing up more of that quirky, intelligent side of the Minotaur instead of just the grr, I'm going to hit things with axe and charge into things head first. It gives a more thoughtful approach. So, thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like, a comment, and share it. You can make requests if you want to see me do a monster in the future, and I'll be happy to go over that monster for you. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!